It is Thursday, October 20th. This is Fantasy Inception. We have a special guest, Matt Finder, who may replace Jeff if he doesn't show up any sooner.
Yep.
No.
Here comes Jeff in 5.
Those are big shoes
4,
to fill.
3, 2.
You think you're just counting him down?
No, he's not there yet. Yeah.
So we're gonna play fantasy trivia. It's gonna be a little weird of a game, but I have a bunch of trivia questions about various players and teams. You guys cannot cheat. We're gonna do a handful of rounds. The first round, I'm gonna do is I'm gonna ask the question's gonna be directed to one of you. That person will answer the question. If they get it wrong, the other person can steal. Each question is worth 1 point for the first round. And then we'll go the second round and third round will be slightly different. Matt, because you are the guest, I'm going to start with you.
Fantastic.
And then we'll go to Landon next. So the first, again, please don't cheat. It's not going to be fun.
Can't
You guys are cheating at this stuff. All right, first round, 1 point each. Matt, this wide receiver leads the AFC in receptions. If you want, I can put up a little. I could share a screen that shows which teams are in the AFC and NFC.
Yeah, I might mess that up. Wide receiver leads in receptions, not yard total, just receptions, right?
This is just receptions. I'm going to give you 7 seconds.
I'm going to say Michael Pittman.
No. Landon, you can steal.
I'm going to go with Stephon Diggs.
No. The answer was Tyreek Hill.
Next, think of that. Damn it.
Landon 0-0. There's going to be a lot of 0-0s. I was kind of relying on Jeff. Next question to Landon. This running back leads the NFL in rushing attempts.
I'm gonna go with in rushing attempts. I'm gonna go with Joe Mixon.
Nope. Matt.
Damn it. I'm gonna go with Saquon Barkley.
Yes. You're not cheating, right?
No, just
right, Matt. All right, Matt has 1 point. I should write that down. So keep track of your own points. This one goes back to Fender. This player leads the NFC in passing yards.
The NFC in passing yards.
So it would be a QB.
Yes.
That's my hint for you, Matt.
Thank you very much. NFC in passing yards. I will go with no. Jalen Hurts?
Nope. Landon?
Taysom Hill.
No.
I'm just kidding. No.
Nope.
I'm going to go with
gets 2 guesses.
I'm going to go crazy here. I'm going to go with Geno Smith.
No. Tom Brady. I said ta, so I kind of figured this is how my kids play games. They're like, it starts with a t sound. You're not even right.
Taysom Hill.
Yeah. So 1-0.
I suck.
One more question, and then the rules will change just slightly. This one is to Matt. Is that right?
I think Landon first this
Or
time.
Landon? Landon?
Yeah.
Landon.
Yeah, it's me.
I guess Jalen Hurts first.
Should we let Jeff in the game?
Oh, there he is.
He is. Jeff,
this is bad. It's going to be bad. I don't have any of
my
my
sideways, too.
Let me... Is it upside down?
Nope, upside
down. No, it's good now. You're good.
I don't know how to do this with the speaker on the bottom thing.
This is. I'm not
It's
gonna
going to be
lie,
your
this is
highest
hurting
rated
me
show
right
ever.
now.
I'm not happy right now.
You don't
Well,
look
we're
good.
only at 1-0, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll do one more question, then we'll switch the rule. Well, we'll do one more. All right. So Jeff, just to recap the rules, I'm going to ask a bunch of questions about this player, these players, lead, whatever. I'm going to ask the question to one of you specifically who gets to answer first. If they get that answer, they get a point or how many points it's worth. And then if they don't, the other person can steal. Who do you guys think would be best at this? Well, we'll just go Jeff, Matt, Landon, Jeff. So if Matt misses the question, Landon gets the second crack at it. If Landon misses the question, Jeff gets a crack at it. So we are at 1-0 Matt, I believe, right? Okay, next question. Jeff, are you ready? Are you even there?
I'm here. I'm trying to get my computer to work again. I gotta hold my phone. This fucking sucks. All right.
Okay, tell me when you're ready.
I'm ready to go.
Okay. This receiver leads the NFC North in receiving TDs. He gets the easiest one.
Leads the NFC North in receiving TDs.
Is this for me or is this for everybody?
Is that,
Jeff, I'm sorry, Jeff. This is for Jeff.
Yeah.
Oh, this is for Jeff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I said Matt, but it's Jeff.
We're gonna go
Just to
with
get it.
Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Nope.
No.
Who did I say? Matt, you're next.
Justin Jefferson?
No, fuck.
Nope.
No.
I'm going to go with Alan Lazard.
Yes. All right, so Alan, Landon and Matt both have one. Now the rules switch just a little bit. Instead of giving each of you a turn and then the next person a turn for that first crack at it, whoever is losing will get the first crack at each new question. And then if they don't succeed, we'll stick with that Matt, Landon, Jeff. So Jeff, you are losing. You get to be the first one with this question. This is worth 2 points. These two QBs have something else in common besides leading the league in pick sixes, not counting tonight's game.
What?
These two
Say the question again.
have something else in
Two
common.
QBs that have something else in common besides pick sixes.
It's a hard one.
Let's go with Jared Goff and Matt Stafford. Aren't they like?
Yes.
I think they have like
Good
a
job.
brother and a
Good point.
sister. Sister is married to one or the other.
I just was thinking that they were both on the Rams.
Okay.
Sure, we can go with that. Jeff has lead 2-1, so as guest, Matt will give you the first crack at the next one.
These are
This tight end leads the NFC in receptions.
let's see. Tight end leads the NFC in receptions.
Landon, be ready. You're the next up. No cheating, Jeff.
I know. I know who it is.
You know who it is?
Oh, it's a lock.
I'm between two players right now.
Yeah,
Loser.
between that team. Is it
He's like,
Goddard? Dallas Goddard.
No.
No.
Landon.
I'm going to go with Tyler Higbee.
No.
Ah,
Zach Ertz.
Yes.
Oh, that was my first. That was gonna be my guess, and then I changed it.
3-1-1, right? All right.
the guy comes in late and he's already winning.
We could just say he was June. Last round, these all are multi-point questions, but each correct answer is worth a point. So we're going to start with Matt again. Just talking about rookie wide. I almost couldn't pronounce it again. Rookie wide receivers. There are 4 different rookies, each leading the categories of targets, receptions, yards, and TDs. Again, only talking about leading in terms of other rookie receivers. Name the 4 receivers. You don't have to match up which receiver is leading what category. So again, it was targets, receptions, yards, and TDs.
This is for me right now?
Mm-hmm.
Jeff, okay. Targets, receptions.
Oh, we got 2 Hondos.
Let's see. Rookies.
All right, I'm feeling better.
Is 1 Olave?
No. Landon, we're to you.
Olave's
Target.
not leading in anything?
Olave's not leading
Nope.
in anything.
Targets, receptions, yards, and TDs.
I'm going to go with Alec Pierce.
No. Jeff, man, you guys are just making it easy on him. Targets, receptions, yards, and TDs.
Yeah, Drake London.
That's 1. He's leading
Dobbs,
in yards.
Romeo Dobbs.
He's leading in receptions.
Um,
So you're down to targets and TDs.
targets.
Oh, I think I know who TDs is.
TD should be easy, man.
Five, four,
Nothing's coming to me.
3, 2.
Is it
1.
Bellinger?
What? It's not your turn. And I said receivers. You gotta give me a receiver, quick.
Wendell
Garrett
Robinson. Not him.
No. There was Garrett Wilson in targets and Dotson in TDs. So you got 2 points. You are up
Shit.
6-1 to 1.
I think 5.
Well, you know what? Just to
Let's
switch
make
things
this
up.
last one 1,000 points.
Landon, we'll go to you for this one. To start off, a different defense leads the league in the following categories: sacks, interceptions, fumble recoveries, and touchdowns. Each one of these, if you can name them, again, you don't have to match them up with the correct category, is worth a point. Sacks, interceptions, fumble recoveries, and touchdowns.
I'm going to go Dallas.
Yep, that's sacks.
Giants.
Yep, that's fumble recoveries.
Buffalo? No.
Okay, yeah. Buffalo is interceptions. You're just down to touchdowns. The hardest one.
It's what? Touchdowns?
Mm-hmm. Not counting tonight's game.
I'm just going to go with Jacksonville.
No. Matt, you're down to just
So he
one.
got which 3 did he just get?
Giants.
You got to pay attention.
No, which stats did he get?
The
We need
only one we're down
touchdowns.
to
What
is
defense leads in touchdowns?
What defense the most touchdowns?
What is
Dallas has already said. Buffalo Giants.
I did pretty good. That's 3 points.
That is.
Yeah, you're at
New England.
4. No,
That's a good pick.
Philadelphia Eagles.
no. It was Carolina.
Oh, Carolina, really? I was going to say San Francisco.
6-4 to 1. Matt, we're going to start with you. This one is only worth 2 points. Excluding QBs, name the teammates who have scored more TDs than any other two teammates, any other duos. Did that make sense?
No. Say it again?
I'll say Tyreek Hill and Waddle.
No. Landon.
2 teammates that have scored the most touchdowns?
Yeah, excluding QBs.
Diggs and Davis.
No. They got second.
Let's go with Kelsey.
Oh, I think I might know the answer.
And CEH.
I feel like Jeff's just cheating.
What? How am I cheating? Like what?
What are you holding right there?
Yeah.
Put it up to the screen.
Look
That's
at
right.
that score from the Bucks 76ers game.
That is 8 points for Jeff, 4 for Landon and 1 for Matt, guys.
I mean, I based that off of the fact that Kelsey had 4 TDs in one game, and then going into that, he had 3 other ones leading up to that, I think. So that's 7. I'm just like, okay, pick another teammate.
7. All right, I'm gonna.
Did you have a ranker? Where did Waddle and Hill come even close to that?
No, because Hill has like 1 TD.
Oh, he had 2 in one game.
Are you sure?
Yeah, positive.
All right, well.
Oh, Fender's putting you in your
Okay, let's do matchup review. We will start with first place, Matt Fender, 5-1. Matt, this was the closest game of the year, 113-72 to 112-62. And it came down to Justin Herbert's inability to get more than 9 points in an overtime game on Monday night. How much were you sweating that game? And did you think once it went into overtime, it was a goner for you?
Yeah, I always hate overtime games. I'm going against someone, and yeah, that was bad going into overtime. I mean, I thought it was going to be over by halftime, and sweating throughout the whole second half, just praying for him not to throw a touchdown, and just luck and right situation. Once he threw the interception, I think in the fourth quarter, I thought it could happen, but.
And were you and you mentioned before the show that you and Moreau were texting?
Yeah, we were just kind of going back and forth and cursing at each other, and yeah, it was I think it ended in him saying good congrats or a good win, and so he was a good sport about it by 10:30 after the game.
I don't think he was being a good sport, probably.
No.
Yeah.
He was being cordial.
Text Matt, good game. Landon, for Moreau, Herbert has been a bit of a disappointment recently. He's failed to score more than 15 points in 3 of the last 4 games. Do you chalk this up to Keenan being out? Or how worried should we be that the rib injury is still affecting him?
I'd say it's a little combination of both. I have Justin Herbert in my other league, so I'm feeling this as well. But this is actually the first week coming up this week that he's not on the injury report for his ribs. So I think it's hopefully behind him and he can turn it around. But he has been disappointing for sure, but he's still as bad as he's been playing, if you want to say he's been bad. He's still the QB9 on the year. He's first in passes completed, 4th in passing yards, 5th in passing yards a game, and 6th in passing touchdowns. So I think as he gets healthier and Keenan Allen comes back, I think he's going to have a good second half of the year.
All right. I hope so. Jeff, for Matt, Juju had a nice game. Kansas City receivers have still been very inconsistent. There's been rumors recently that Kelsey has just
adjusted his contract
to free up about $3.5 million in cap space for this year. Do you expect Kansas City to make a move for a receiver, or is that money going to go to a different position?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think the trade talks right now are that they are looking at Odell Beckham, I think, and then the other piece to that is maybe they've tossed around possibly acquiring Christian McCaffrey, who has like a $9 million cap hit right now. But, going into next year, that would mean a $19.5 million cap hit. So there's no way they could re-sign him.
Right.
So it's possible, I guess. I don't know exactly where they stand cap wise. If they could even look to, even with Kelsey's negotiating of his contract, where if they could even bring on $9 billion additional. But probably I could definitely see a Beckham landing there. But it's hard to say. I mean, it rarely seems like the NFL make trades. Honestly, like you get to the trade deadline and everything, and you expect, this team's going to make a move, and rarely do they, right? So to answer your question, I think it's just going to continue to be a nightmare to handicap between all these receivers.
Yeah. I have a feeling that because there's so many offenses that are just struggling so much, and we've seen, so much poor play, that this is going to be a little bit crazier of a trade deadline. But yeah, we'll see what they do with the money. All right, next matchup. Another close game. This was the closest week. We had the 2 closest games of the season so far. Our very own Jeff Hans touchdown my pants beats second place was first place. Bryden Corey, 123-121, just over 2 points. Jeff, very nice win for you.
Thank you.
Jeff, you had consistent play from everyone but Gibson. Swift is expected back, I think, either this week or next, and Pierce is now done with his bye week. Are you feeling pretty confident moving forward in your team? I know when Swift was injured and with Javonte getting injured for the season, there was a time where it looked like it was a lost season. But do you feel pretty good right now, or still iffy?
Yeah, I absolutely do. I mean, I looked at my team dead in the eye going into last week, saying we're going against the first place team in the league, and I basically told them, like, our fans are laughing at us. We're the joke of the league right now. Step it up, and these boys delivered for me, so I couldn't be more proud the way they produced out there on the field. But yeah, I mean, to come away with a victory, basically using two RB3s potentially, you could even say RB4s, was a big win for me. So proud of the team here. But yeah, I think I am feeling very confident now that we've gotten through a little bit of a bye week situation and got out of this injury hole. I'm certainly hoping that Swift can continue to stay healthy the rest of the season. There is a little bit of concern coming out of today that he was limited in practice, which I didn't necessarily want to hear given the time that he's already had off. I was hoping he'd come back in full and be ready to go because he's certainly one of the difference makers on my roster there. But it was nice to see even Harris pop back up off the he wasn't on the injury report, and he practiced in full today too. So everybody that had high hopes for Ramondre, go suck it. My boy's coming back, and he's going to get a piece of that as well. And then yeah, this was definitely the shot in the arm my team needed to I think put a little mid to late season charge here.
Yeah, it was a great win. Bad luck for Bryden having the second high score in the weekend going against.
Look, I mean, he did it to himself. He could have played Buffalo's D, right? But he left him on the bench like a loser. He's carrying 2 defenses, and he's trying to pick between which one, and he left him out there, and I took him down.
Landon for Bryden's team.
Feisty.
And guess who came back with the defense of the week, right? New England. I finally picked up a defense. I'm on a roll with these guys. You don't even know anybody on the back end of that defensive team. We don't know any of the guys' names. They're just out there balling. So hell yeah. I'm so pumped. I'm so pumped about this. I'm in a better mood now. Thank you.
Landon for Bryden's team. Metcalf had a down week after having 3 consecutive weeks of scoring 15 or more points. We didn't expect much of Seattle's offense coming into the season. Do you see this as just a 1-week blip, or are you expecting more sort of mediocre games for Seattle moving forward?
Yeah, I think this was just a little blip on the radar. Wide receivers are inconsistent just to begin with, so you're not going to have big weeks all the time. But, we're going to take a little trip into Hondo's huddle right now for this question. I did a little research. And there's a fella called Byron Murphy on the Arizona Cardinals who is becoming a shutdown corner, and Arizona is the best against wide receiver ones in the league so far. They have shut down Devontae Adams, 2 for 12 yards. Cooper Kupp had his worst game of the year, 4 for 44 against them. DJ Moore, who's not great anyway, but he's 6 for 50. A.J. Brown was 3 for 32. And now DK Metcalf for 2 for 34. So you want to shy away from the wide receiver ones against Arizona. So I think this is just a blip in the radar, and I think better things are to come for Mr. Metcalf in Seattle.
Olave's 5 for 88 against him tonight.
Who was?
Olave's 5 for 88 against Arizona tonight.
Why do you always have to bring up fucking Olave?
So far, third quarter.
Matt Bryden had started Buffalo's defense every week this year, but benched them last week for Cincy because Buffalo is going against Kansas City. And that decision obviously cost Bryden. What's your strategy when it comes down to starting defenses in this type of situation when you have one defense that's been playing really well, but it's going against an offensive team that's a kind of a juggernaut, and then a bunch of defenses that are maybe not as good, but they're going against the worst offenses? Where do you tend to go there?
Well, I have sort of the first situation myself this year with Dallas, and I had to decide whether to play Dallas against Philly last week or go with someone else because I knew Philly was probably going to score a lot of points, and I stuck with Dallas just because they were one of the best defenses in the league, and honestly, even though I only got 6 points from Dallas, they had 4 sacks, which was the difference of the game and actually the difference in my week. So the sacks and the turnovers are what are going to do it for the good defenses if you keep them in. I mean, in last year, the NFL offenses scored an average of 23 points a game, so you can't count on like a shutout or a touchdown per game. So if you have a good defense, you got to let them do their thing.
Yep. Great call. And think about that. Like, if those sacks, they had 4 sacks. If one of those, maybe 2, become sacks, strip fumbles, there's another 4 points right there, right? Or maybe they pick one up and run one into the end zone. So, yeah, I mean, I think you got to play the ups and the downs with whatever defense you're carrying, and just, I mean, yeah, you can try to play the matchups, but I think it'll hurt you more in the long run to try to see the future, if you will, to pick those types of things as opposed to just kind of stay steady with the course, riding that same guy out and maximizing all the points throughout the year.
Yeah, you're also
go for it.
You're also having to burn a second roster spot because you don't want to drop that really good defense. So I agree with you guys. Next matchup, my I Quit Pits beats Chris's team 113-95. Landon for Chris's team. He loses Marquise Brown for, I think it's going to be the next 4 weeks now. But has Hopkins waiting to come back, and he is playing right now. Arizona also traded for Robbie Anderson this week. How do you see Brown's injury affecting Hopkins' fantasy output when he gets back? Are you one of those guys who thinks you need to have a second guy to take some of that coverage off the main guy, or does this end up just meaning more targets for Hopkins?
I think it would be nice to have Brown there to take a little bit of the pressure off of Hopkins and kind of spread the field a little bit. But as we're kind of seeing tonight, I mean, he already has 12 targets, and they just started the fourth quarter. So he's just going to get yards. Yeah, I mean, he's just going to get fed the ball. He was the clear one already, but with Brown has been having a really good year, so he's the clear number one now. He's just going to be force-fed targets. He's going to be pretty solid while Brown is gone.
Yep. Matt, for my team in CMC, there's trade rumors all over the place that CMC is going to be traded in the next couple weeks. If he gets traded, the teams that have been mentioned are Buffalo, a little bit of Kansas City, and the 49ers. Do you think that ends up being a positive or a negative for CMC's fantasy output, given that Carolina, he's had, I think he's 3rd or 4th this season in running backs?
Yeah, I mean, depends which one of those teams he goes to. Buffalo, I mean, Josh Allen's going to still, he's going to run the ball all the time, and I don't know if they're going to change their offense to allow for CMC to do his thing there. San Francisco, I think he would probably just jump right in for
he'd get injured after 1 week.
What's that?
He'd get injured right away. If he's
exactly. He'd get injured right away, but I think he would just, I mean, Jeff Wilson would be SOL if he went to San Francisco, if he doesn't get injured right away. So I think that'd probably be a good fit, probably take some carries away from Debo as well in the backfield. And the other team that I read was possibly the Rams too. I know you said Kansas City. Kansas City probably a decent fit for him with their offense. And
the Rams have any draft picks to even trade for him?
I'm not sure. I read something that said that they were on the list too, but I think Cam Akers is obviously not doing anything there anymore. But I'm not sure if you would mix in with Darrell Henderson at this point. So,
Yep.
It's
Go ahead.
no, that's okay. Go ahead. I was done.
Okay. Jeff for Chris. CH now has 2 back-to-back stinkers after playing hyper-efficient football the first 4 weeks. At what point does CH become droppable?
Oh man, I would say that he's never going to be droppable. I mean, this guy, two down performances. You can never have enough depth, even if it's on your bench in these types of cases. I mean, I'm a perfect example of this. Is to you're one injury away from needing a guy that is the primary snap count leader in that backfield to throw into your roster. So his snap counts really haven't changed through the course of the season. The biggest difference is obviously 5 TDs across the first 4 games. I think that's just a ridiculous pace to expect to continue. So what we're seeing now is just a regression towards the mean, and you're going to have down games. So I think it's just something that you're just going to have to ride with. I mean, look, he had 2 down games. It is what it is. Every player is going to have their ups and their downs.
Yeah, and Chris has a lot of depth.
He does have depth, but I'm just saying, it just takes an injury 1 week and then an injury the next week, and then an injury the third week before you're picking up backups off the waiver wire hoping to get a victory. So,
next matchup, Child Please beats his bro, Admore, 104-84. Matt Ferland and Lamar started the season off on fire, but has failed to score 17 fantasy points on each of the last 3 consecutive games. He's gone against 3 legit defenses in Buffalo, Cincy, and the Giants, and has also missed his wide receiver 1 and Bateman for at least 2 of those games.
2.5.
Do you expect Lamar to pick up back up to where he was before once Bateman comes back, or if teams finally figure him out?
I would err towards the side of him coming back. I mean, I think he's too good of a quarterback to let people adjust to him throughout the season. I think he's going to figure it out. I mean, I think when Bateman comes back, he'll have another weapon. I know they also want to get Duvernay more involved in the offense. Their OC was saying that this week. So I just think he needs to figure it out, and he should be fine. And I hope that's the case because I've got him in the Dynasty League, so I need him to do well there.
Yep. Jeff or Admore, coming into the year, I think the consensus was that with Green Bay having so few weapons, Aaron Jones was just going to be a reception magnet and a huge part of the offense. That hasn't materialized. He's had very few receptions, very few touchdowns. Do you see that changing as the year progresses? Do they figure it out, or is this going to be kind of what we get from Aaron Jones?
No, I mean, let's look at the teams he's played the last 4 weeks, right? So he's faced Tampa Bay, New England, the New York Giants, and London. So he had, travel. Maybe he had some travel fatigue coming back from that game to face the Jets. So some tough defenses there, especially against the run. And so I do think things are going to get better, and I think this could be a very good buy low candidate right now, given his current state. I also say we're getting into the winter months, and the cold season up in Lambeau, other teams travel in there. They're going to just want to be grounding and pounding that rock, banging down bodies, getting people sore to where they're not even going to want to tackle by the fourth quarter. So, he's pretty consistent playing in the winter. And then also I'll say, looking at the remaining schedule, Green Bay still has the Lions twice, the Dolphins, the Bears, the Titans, the Vikings, all remaining on their schedule. So he's got a really nice schedule down the stretch here. I do expect things to get a lot better for him. Again, goodbye low candidate.
Lennon, congrats on the win. It was a weird week.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Such a
It
nice
was a
guy.
weird week for your
Congrats, Landon.
team. You had a lot of players who had been performing well recently, who kind of put up a stinker, someone like Higbee or even Kirk, and then Gordon disappeared completely. Chase finally showed up and did something. What do you make of the inconsistency? It feels like this year there's been more inconsistency across all of the positions, not just wide receivers, which we're kind of used to. What do you make of that? Am I wrong in feeling that it's been an inconsistent year, that you can't really count on players as much as in years past, or is there something?
No, Josh, you're not wrong. You're not wrong at all.
And that does it, guys. See you next week.
So, through the first 6 weeks of the NFL season, let's go back a couple years. 2020.
Getting the DeLorean in.
When this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're going to see some serious shit.
Yeah, he's been doing research.
No, you sent the questions yesterday, so I did them last night. I appreciate that very much. So 2020, through the first 6 weeks, there were a total of 559 touchdowns. 2021, that number went down to 531. This year, we are down to 449. So there has been a huge drop in just total touchdowns, as you can see by these scores that we're having, that, just this past week with Geoff being the top scorer at 123, the projections that we have for this week, I mean, there's bye weeks and stuff where you look at the projections in our league, it's a freaking joke. So I just think, one, my team's not that great, especially in the running back position. I kind of got lucky with Ken Walker there.
Yeah, that might be enough.
It could be, but I think it's just going to be this way for the rest of the year. And it'd be a good conversation for us to have of why we think this is happening. I just think its defenses are kind of evolving more to better cover like a pass happy league. So I don't know, Grossman and Gio, if we've talked about like the cover too, I don't know that sort of stuff. But I think that has played a role. So yeah, it's just this year with scoring is definitely down and will continue to be so.
Yeah. So I wrote that question out and was trying to get at the idea that the scoring is just really low. And then I listened to a lot of fantasy podcasts, and literally every single one after I wrote that question has been focused on this. So I've heard a bunch of different insight, which I'm going to regurgitate here. What I've heard, nobody really knows, but the theories out there are, like you said, they cover two, but also that there's these teams that know that they can't compete. And so what they do is the Atlantas, the Seattles, even the Giants, they shorten the game by having these long, drawn-out 12-play drives, which just eats up time. You have 9 minutes before the other team gets the ball back, and then that usually ends in a field goal. So, no scoring happens there. But then on top of that, the team that they're playing is a team that would normally, be firing on all cylinders, taking deep drives, but the combination of the defensive scheme changing to make you have to pass short, and the concern that you can't really put your defense back out there if they just were out there for
too quickly.
12-play drive. You can't go 3 and out. And so those teams that are normally offensively going to be playing really aggressive start to pull back and they start running. And so it becomes this very slow game in which points just aren't scored. On top of that, the score, like the red zone scoring is way down from years past. So I'm hoping that with Dak coming back, Herbert getting better, maybe some trades get some receivers on the right. Aaron Rodgers has nobody, maybe that stuff changes it. But yeah, otherwise it's going to be a boring season. Anyways, next matchup, last one, I think. Maybe not. BJV wins 108-67 against Walter's team. Jeff, I know we did away with kickers this year.
Scoring's down.
Damn it.
Exactly why.
Wait, what?
This is why scoring's down. We eliminated kickers.
Yeah.
There's 9 points a game.
Did I? I'm sorry. I think I fucked this up. I think my whole thing was to you on this question, wasn't it?
Well, there was part of this. I have an answer to your question as well.
Wait.
It wasn't touched on yet, so it kind of just goes right into what you guys were saying earlier. But Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's got to be Landon eliminating kickers has to be part of the reason why we're down points this year, right? But no, for whatever reason, like the way when I'm watching these games, I'm seeing a lot of like third and fourth string players. Like these coaches are like wanting to get involved in the games, and you're like, what the heck? Watching this, right? Like, why are you forcing the ball and not scheming your best players like the ball in certain situations? They for whatever reason they feel it's so important to get Latavius Murray the freaking ball or Boone the ball. It really pisses me off like watching Hackett coach because in the beginning of the season when it was Jamal and Melvin Gordon, right? It was a 50-50 split or 60-40 split. And then all of a sudden, Melvin Gordon's supposed to be the guy out there. And then, no, he's shut down after the first series. Let's send in Latavius Murray. Like, give me a break. It's so obnoxious. And so, when you're looking at the scoring as far as, I don't know how you're calculating the scoring out, but if it's the scores that are for active players on rosters as opposed to what might be on the bench, that could be a factor in that as well to where, yeah, maybe we do have some of these players on our benches, but like we're smart enough not to put them in our lineups. We're just holding on to them for the hopes that, things will get better down the road for them. Right. So that's one part of it that has really kind of annoyed me a little bit. And I'm probably still a little bit bitter, obviously, about losing Jamal. But anyways.
Just a little.
You mean Javante, right?
Javante, yes. I'm sorry, Javante. So, I think the other thing, though, injuries maybe have played into this a little bit. We have seen some significant injuries.
I feel like there's less. The last few years, it felt like a lot more injuries.
It's not like the major injuries like the torn ACLs or anything like that. It's more of these rib injuries. And it's all of a sudden, how much can these guys withstand the pain to go out and play? Right. So it's these kind of like guys are dinged up. They got neck issues, back issues, whatever it might be, to where teams are able to scheme a little bit differently, I think, as a result of that, and then it eliminates certain options, right? So you only maybe have one or two options at that point that you can really actually go to with the ball. So that's just a little bit of my 2 cents adding into what you guys. I love what you said though. I think that's pretty spot on too. I haven't heard that, so I love that.
Yeah, I mean, I just heard it from Ollie. But I think I remember in years past there was those kind of in line with what you were saying. There were the wide receivers who are matchup proof. It doesn't matter who they're going against. You want to start them, they're going to do well, and they did well. And then we see a game like the Chargers game where Mike Williams, they don't even want to throw anywhere near him because of who's on.
Didn't even look his way. Didn't even look at him.
Yeah.
Not even like first read on a play sort of thing, like covered. Like it's just like your fourth read, and we're not even going to get to you by the time I go through my progressions, right? So,
and that feels more common this year. Landon and BJV with a nice Ayuk pickup, having only scored more than 10 points once this season. Ayuk blows up for 24 points. What do you expect from Ayuk moving forward?
I think there's going to be some good games throughout the season like this, but I mean, over the past 4 weeks, he is second on the team in target share behind Debo. He is ahead of Kittle. He's a very talented receiver who's capable of putting up good games, but again, it's just he's got to deal with Debo there and Kittle there. It's a run-heavy team with a good defense, so you can't count on him for any sort of consistency, but it's a good flex player to have that is capable of putting up a game like that every now and then.
Yep. Fender for Walter. Chubb has his first kind of down week against a very good New England defense. Chubb's schedule moving forward is a lot harder than the first half of the season. He's going against Cincy twice, Tampa Bay once, Buffalo once, New Orleans once. All of those teams are very good against the run. Do you think we see Chubb cool off, or are you confident that he's going to be a top 5 running back still by the end of the year?
No, I'm pretty confident he's going to be up there. I think he's too good for that. I mean, all great running backs have off games, of course. Of the teams he's played this year, Atlanta is number 9 against the run, and he went for nearly 20 points against them. The Jets, believe it or not, are in the top half of the league against the run. At number 12, he went for 30 points against them. So he can have good games against top defenses. I think he's too good to be cooled down.
Okay, that does it for week 6. Before we kick Fender out, Jeff, you lost the pick'em last week. Just for Fender's entertainment, what's the penalty going to be this week?
Gio, if you got Eno on your bench, bro.
Oh, dude.
Is he blowing up?
Yeah.
21 points. I actually put him in the lineup and I took him out. Like such a fool. I put him in there because I was like, man, you know what? Like this Swift injury could really backfire on me if like all of a sudden he's out. And then I took him out because I'm an idiot.
Did he just score a touchdown?
Yeah, he just hit a TD. Anyways, I'm a freaking loser.
What?
Oh, he just did it. Oh, he did it again.
That's twice. That's for 2 weeks. Just terrible play.
Love it. Matt, thank you for joining us, buddy.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks, first place, Matt.
Bad luck moving forward.
Yes. Have a great night, everybody.
See ya.
We'll see you, Matt.
All right. Pick 'em for week 7. You guys tell me which of these guys is going to score more. Hopefully Jeff will not have to be. I like that you're just leaving it there. Will not have to be doing another penalty next week. First one, Ayuk versus Kansas City or Gallup versus the Lions?
I'm going Ayuk.
Give me Michael Gallup with Dak back.
I'm going to go Ayuk. Next one, Chubb at Baltimore or Brees at Denver?
Brees.
I'm going Chubbers.
I'll go Brees. Next one is
Chubb has had a really rough. What am I trying to say? History playing in Baltimore. Just FYI.
Oh, I didn't know that, but I like it. Mostert versus Pittsburgh or ETN versus the Giants. I'm going to go Mostert.
Yeah, he's only averaged 3 yards per carry actually during all of his games versus Baltimore. Anyways,
I'm gonna go Mostert as well. That last one.
Yeah, I like Mostert. I like Mostert in that one too.
All right, Barkley at Jacksonville or Geno at the Chargers?
That's an interesting one that you went that route.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that question. I thought it was very, very unfair.
I'm gonna go Geno. I'm gonna go Geno.
Give me some Geno. We don't even. Barkley could be injured, man. Give me some Geno.
I'll go Geno. I was just hoping one of you would go Barkley. Last one, Pickens at Miami or Dobbs at Washington?
Dobbs.
Pickens.
I'm gonna go Pickens as well. Jeff, did you want to do your segment? Or
Yeah, I can throw a few things out there for us if you'd like.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Cool. So I'll go ahead and just jump right in. But we got Waddle and Hill this week going with Tua coming back, which is awesome. Really like this matchup for both of them. They should see Levi Wallace, who's averaging about both of them. They kind of intermingle out of the slot. So 27% Waddle out of the slot, Hill 38% out of the slot. Out of the slot, they're going to see Arthur Mollett, and he gives up an average of 16.4 yards per catch. So that's pretty sexy, especially out of the slot. That's a big number out of the slot. You don't typically see him that high. And then the guy playing the outside will most likely be matching up against Levi Wallace in this one, and he's averaging 15.1 yards per catch. Lamb, I do like him a lot going this week. He's primarily out of the slot 60% of the time. We kind of know that. But he's going to be seeing most likely A.J. Parker on the other side of the ball, and he's letting up a 73% catch rate. So he should get heavy volume there going against Detroit. And I think that might be something where we see just Dak getting himself back into the swing of things there. So Pittman going against Tennessee, I like him. He had obviously 13 catches last week on 16 targets, which is just great. But he lines up 48% of the time. He'll line up against on the left, and he'll most likely see Christian Fulton, who's been allowing let's see what it is, 15.1 yards on average, and he's also led on a 71% catch rate. So that's pretty appealing. And then finally, Amon-Ra St. Brown going against Dallas. Amon-Ra, he primarily plays out of the slot as well. And that's actually the defense. Like, that's the weakness of their defense probably is out of the slots. So kind of the way to attack them. He'll most likely see Jordan Lewis, who's been letting up an 84% catch rate.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's pretty nice. And a couple downgrades that I have this week. DJ Moore, I mean, obviously, it seems like he's probably on this list every single week.
Yeah, I don't know.
The state, I know it's hard, but he's going
Drop
to see
him.
Jamel Dean and Carlton Davis. Those guys have just been absolutely brutal to play against. Sutton and Judy. The Jets D has actually probably been better than expected this year. Sauce Gardner has allowed a 43% catch rate, and Jordan Reed has allowed a 52% catch rate. So either way, whoever he's lined up against, it's not really a favorable match. Either guy is going to have a favorable match rate. And then we don't even know, like, really what the status of Wilson is going into this, if he's going to be mobile or what.
Yes.
And then one more, Brandon Cooks. I don't really love him going into this week. He's going to see Rock Yassin. And Rock Yassin has seen
Rocky.
He's only allowed a 44% catch rate.
Man, that's good insight.
Ooh. I got one more, okay?
One more
for you. One more, okay? So I don't like Juju this week. He's going to be seeing Travarius Ward, who used to play, obviously, for Kansas City. But Travarius Ward has been playing pretty well.
Obviously, everyone knows that.
52% catch rate. And then Terry McLaurin and Samuel there for Washington. Still, Green Bay continues to not allow any TDs through the air. But Rasul Douglas is only letting up 5.9 yards per catch. So, that is not going to be good for either of those guys. That's all I got.
All right. Yeah, that was great. Thank you so much.
That was two. Sorry, I know I said one, but that was two.
What's that?
I said it was only going to be one, but it ended up giving you.
No, that's great. All of those were fantastic. Let's finish by doing our Week 7 preview. First place, Fender against BJV. Landon, if Bateman doesn't play, would you play Duvernay over either Boyd or Zay Jones?
Yes.
Wait, which one?
Yeah, I would probably go over Boyd, I would say.
Okay. Jeff, for Fender, would you go? Would you stick with Gallup or go Alec Pierce or Juju? It doesn't sound like you would go Juju based on that.
I wouldn't go Juju. Man, Alec Pierce, and that's really tight with Gallup and Pierce. Give me Gallup in that one. I picked him earlier. I'm going to stick with the guns there.
Okay. Who wins this one?
I'm going to go with BJV.
I like BJV in this one as well. Yeah, I think Mahomes actually has a really – San Francisco's D is good, man.
But they've had so many injuries. Yeah.
They're giving up fewer than 200 passing yards per game and only on an average of one passing TD per game. Just saying.
That's pretty good.
It's true, but didn't they lose 3 defensive players for the season in the last week and a half, 2 weeks?
Atlanta just had a good game against them.
Yeah. All right. Next matchup, BC against Zanza. No roster decisions for Bryden because everyone is on bye or injured. For Walter, he's currently starting Montgomery at RB2 and Najee in the flex. Would either of you guys bench either of those two for Lazard or McLaurin?
Yeah, I would bench Najee. He sucks.
Who would you start in his place?
I would go Lazard over Najee.
Yep, that's what I was thinking as well.
I do like Lazard, but I would not take Najee out. The moment you do, that's the day he goes off, man.
Yeah, but if he plays him, it's just going to be bad.
Miami is not that good. Their defense is not that good.
No, but Najee sucks.
Najee hasn't
He
put
doesn't
over.
suck.
He hasn't put over. He hasn't put
He was-
over
And
up
Mitch
over 12
Trubisky
points.
is his quarterback for the first 4 weeks.
And
He
he's
was
back. He's
super-
probably Pickett might play. His high
Pickett is
is
going to play. Pickett
his
is going to play.
high-
He's already practiced. He's gone. He's getting through the concussion protocol. He's going to tear off the top on that defense. It's going to open up the ground
Tear
game
off the
for him
top.
as well. Just tear off the top.
his season high of points is 11.9 for Najee.
Okay, I'm talking about the last 4 weeks. Suck. I mean, I get that
His
the
whole
previous
season has
6
sucked.
weeks has sucked. I get that, but I'm just saying, like, I feel that was the result of the quarterback situation.
All right, I got another question for you guys because I just realized Singletary is on bye as well. Who does Bryden drop in order to fill that position? Who would you drop? If you were?
Cincinnati's defense should be carrying 2 defenses anyways.
Yeah, Buffalo's on
Then
bye.
you drop Buffalo's defense.
I think Bryden just
You don't carry 2 defenses. That's rookie amateur hour shit.
Yeah, but that's what went nowadays.
I would
you
drop
draft
Michael Thomas.
first round, tight end second round, defense third round.
I would love to see somebody do a draft like that.
I think they would be in first place.
Yeah.
Okay. Who wins this one?
Yeah, I'm still gonna go. I'm gonna go Walter with this one.
Yeah, I think Walter wins as well.
I'm gonna go Bryden. What's the next one? Crispy. Admore versus Crispy. A bunch of players have already played. No roster questions for Crispy. For Admore, if Keenan is active, but doesn't get anything but limited practices this week, are you guys starting him, or would you bench him for Pollard against a bad Detroit defense?
Yeah, I'd probably start Pollard. I would have to see it out of Keenan first before I wanted to get him in my lineup.
I agree.
Okay. Yep. Who wins this one?
Yeah, give me Crispy Taco.
Yeah, he's gonna keep it rolling.
Yeah, Hopkins. Good for him. All right. And second to last one, and then we'll save the best for last.
Oh, touchdown.
Who?
Kamara?
Juwan Johnson.
Oh, I just dropped him.
Yeah. You going to get it done with your tight end this week?
Just a bunch of
You love a little
players.
Dolchich in your life, huh?
Right?
All right. I quit Pitts versus Big Tasty Jeff. For my team, assuming Dobbins doesn't play, would you start Drake or James Robinson?
Oh, give me the Drake, man.
God, everyone loves the Drake.
I love the Drake.
You don't like the Drake?
Give me the Drake. Yeah, no, absolutely, man. James Robinson has really kind of been on the decline.
Yeah.
You look at what ETN has done, and
Maybe that Achilles is catching up with Robinson a little bit.
And J.K. Dobbins, it sounds like he's going to be maybe missing a little bit. That knee's just kind of swelling up a little bit, from what I understand. Yeah. And it's, from my understanding, it sounds like when there's doctors that come on these podcasts and talk about these injuries and whatnot.
Do we have a doctor?
This is pretty common.
Should we have like a doctor on the podcast, but it being like a doctor of economics? Sorry, go ahead. I threw you off.
No, but it just sounds like this is pretty common, like within the recovery process. Like it's usually a full 2-year process before these guys really get back to where they were.
Oh my gosh, Panthers are. We got breaking news here.
News team, assemble!
Breaking news. Wait, hold on. We have no music
On our show.
CMC to the 49ers.
I like that.
Did that really happen?
This is really happening.
Did it
You
just
just
come
making
through?
this up?
There it is.
Wow, on the pod.
I am very excited. Stunner! Panthers are trading. What did they trade him for?
In exchange for draft picks.
Well, that's zero information.
That's what it says.
awesome. I'm gonna.
Wow. Let's have a
Wait.
podcast right now about this trade.
Does he play
And he attended Stanford there too, man. I mean, like he
he
knows the Bay Area.
He plays this week for San Fran, right?
Yeah.
Most likely.
I better not lose CMC for this week.
He probably will. I don't think he's going to be playing.
I'm going to have 2 running back positions. I'm going to start Drake and James Robinson. Fantastic.
Hey, I've been there. I've started worse than that and won.
Man, the 49ers.
Wow.
I love that. I think that's a perfect fit for the way he plays and the Shanahan wants to run, but
and what they do with Devo, they're just going to have so much fun stuff once CMC has a couple weeks there.
yeah,
So really exciting to watch.
Trade Fender right now for Debo.
All right, last.
Who's winning this matchup?
Did
we say?
No, we haven't said yet.
What?
We
Who's
have
winning?
not said who's going to win this matchup yet.
I'm going to go with...
Wait, hold on. 4 in a row. Let's assume Keenan doesn't play. Would you start Herbert or risk it with Dak?
Herbert, man.
Even if it's just Mike Williams.
Yeah, that Seattle defense is nothing.
This was a question for
special.
Landon, but that's okay. He's in his own world now.
No, I'm
right.
actually I find it easier to look on my phone than the computer with the matchup. So, yeah, I would stick with Herbert.
Who wins this one?
I'm gonna go with Quit
I
Pitts.
think you got this one, man. I think you got it.
I'm worried that I'm not going to have CMC.
No, it doesn't matter. I think you got this. I
All
love
right.
Pittman. I love Hill. I mean,
Last matchup. Where'd it go? Here we go. The battle of the hosts.
yeah, this is
Kyle,
prime
please,
time.
first.
Prime time matchup right here.
Yeah, this is the Monday night match.
Yep.
bunch
This is
of-
tune in.
My team sucks. Jesus Christ.
I lost
Jeff,
count.
for your team, if Swift does not play, are you playing Gibson or Damian Harris?
Benjamin.
Yeah, that was the plan.
Man.
I blew it. I actually think I would probably throw Harrison there if healthy and he's going to play. I'm going to take my chance with and trust Belichick that he's going to play him, I guess. But Gibson did look good. I wouldn't hesitate to throw Gibson in there. That was kind of the plan all along. If Swift was going to have to sit out, that I would throw Gibson in there, given that Harris was going to be out, and I'd be okay with it. Given, even though he's got a more limited role now, it looks like he comes in with a lot more juice, a little bit more pop, and I think he's going to be good in this kind of limited role, if you will.
Yep. Len, for your team, let's hypothetically, because Chase has been, I think, limited in practice. Let's say he doesn't play, so you put one of your receivers.
If he doesn't play, then I'm just going to quit.
You have a flex position open. Do you start Melvin or A.G. Dillon?
Ugh, disgusting.
Yeah.
Can't start Melvin, man.
Yeah, you can't.
I'm just saying, like, how could you? After what happened last week, how can you even trust that?
He's trying to get in your head.
I know.
No, I'm not. I seriously am.
I'm a big boy. I can make my own decisions. But
I know you can. You'll be texting me on Sunday. Hey, who do I start?
I don't think you can play Melvin, so I would have to go Dylan.
All right, who wins this one, guys?
Not me.
See, every time I've said myself so far in this podcast, I've lost. So I just want to say child please, but I do believe I have the better matchups right now, given the
You don't think Dulcich is just going to light you up?
I'm so happy I have him in Dynasty.
He's not this
I'm going to say Jeff.
Yeah, I would too.
What do you have, 3 for 30 last week and a touchdown?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like every other tight end out there. You just hope for the
This is
touchdown.
his first game.
And he's a rookie. All right, guys.
2 for 44 and a touchdown.
Good luck next week, and we'll see you all next time.
Next time. Goodbye, everybody.
Like, subscribe, and subscribe. Thank you for your
Someone
viewing.
send Chris an email to the Fantasy Inception email address.
Yeah, somebody, please. Just let's get one email.
It's really depressing.
Someone comment on our video. I mean, come on.
Don't plead. Don't beg them.
Please.